10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
KBLP LLC, thank you all for rocking with me in the world of Mad Vlad Brad. Oh yes, I'm back. Oh yes, I'm back and I'm in full effect. I'm back. Okay, let's get right into it. First off, I want to say to everybody who was rocking with me, even though I haven't podcasted in a while, you guys were still in my corner. I was getting requests for podcasts and everything else. On Facebook, some on Instagram and everything else. I mean, I greatly appreciate you guys for still being in my corner, even through all of that. And I've been saying I'm going to do a podcast for a long time, but I haven't did one. But this is the one. Like, this is it. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about this George Floyd murder. We're going to talk about that. But before I talk about that, I want to say first off, my condolences to this man's family, to, this man's friends and everybody who knew him on a personal level. Condolences to all you guys, and may, God bless his soul wherever he, may God bless his soul. May he lie in the bosom of God. I'm going to say that. With that being said, unless you've been living under a rock somewhere, and even if you haven't been living under a rock, we all been dealing with a pandemic. We've been dealing with a pandemic, and we all been affected by it one way or the other. I'm not going to say any names about, or whatever, because, you got these podcast corporations and network. They like to censor and do all kind of bull crap and everything. But yet you have these celebrities, these punk ass celebrity podcasts. They get on there, they podcast, and they can say whatever the hell they want. You see what I mean? And the thing is, I listen to these celebrity podcasts. Are all trash. Most of them are trash. And I said that. If you don't like what I said, come see me from the shoulders. And it is what it is. I said it. Also, let's talk about this, man. I mean, I have so much to say. I have so much to talk about this subject matter. I don't even know where to start because I'm so angry about it. I'm so angry about it because I've been through it. Now, what I mean by been through it, in terms of police brutality, no, I haven't been through the police brutality situations. However, I have been through situations with police officers where potentially it couldn't gotten ugly. Now, here's the thing. It had nothing to do with me personally because, I know for a fact, right, that these police, the majority of them are racist. I know that for a fact. Because here's the thing. Now, I'm gonna keep it so 100 with you guys and tell you, completely 100 to the core. Me, myself, personally, when I'm alone or by myself, I've never had any trouble with the police by myself when I'm alone. But keeping it so 100 with you is because, off of first glance appearance, I can appear to be white based on my complexion and my features or whatever. However, you say, well, then, dude, how did you have? What do you mean? How do you have a situation with the police? What are you talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. Okay. I had a situation with one of the good friends of mine. I mentioned in my other podcast before, my friend Kevin. He's known as Baby Kev. I had him in my vehicle with me when I had a truck. And when I had my truck, and the police pulled us over simply because he was in my truck. And Baby Kevin, he's an African-American male, a young African-American male. Also, it was another situation that I talked about on my podcast when it came to when I had a situation with the police on Halloween when I was in a vehicle with someone else who was black, for that matter. So they're definitely racist for sure. And they target minorities, specifically black people. That's what they target. You see what I mean? So now, here's the thing. I want to talk about this dude who killed George Floyd. God rest his soul, man. I mean that from my heart. For one thing, first, the dude named the officer who was questioned where they got in custody. They got his by the name of Derek Chauvin. I believe that's his name. Derek Chauvin. That was the one who initiated the murder. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though he's the one who did it, them other ones were responsible for it as well. They need to get their necks chopped off, just like he needed to get his neck chopped off, because that was wrong. You see what I mean? The thing about it is this. Derek Chauvin. Not only was it was Derek Chauvin, it was another guy named, I believe, Thomas Lane, Tao, I believe the dude, some Asian dude named Tao, and J. Alexander Quang. They're still free. You see what I mean? They haven't been charged, but they need to be charged. Mark my words. Listen to my, remember I said it first. They will get charged. You see what I mean? I gotta give the Black Lives Matter movement so much credit. And those who are supportive of the Black Lives Movement, I got to give them so much credit as well. You know why? Because the thing is, action speaks louder than words. Without no action, there's no reaction. You see what I mean? And you're not going to get results without action. That's not going to happen. If you expect results, you got to put action in order to get those results. Like, that's what you have to do. You see what I mean? So, they're taking action, you know, and it's a beautiful thing in terms of. But speaking of action, let's talk about action. Let's talk about action. And after I talk about action, I'm going to give you my research, what I did on George Floyd. I researched him thoroughly. I also researched this Derek Chauvin clown, this weirdo. I researched him thoroughly as well. But let's talk about this movement really fast. This Black Lives Matter movement. I think it's an awesome movement. I think it's really awesome. However, you get those who aren't a part of the movement, who are causing chaos and anarchy in the movement. You see what I mean? For example, the other day, this could have been like a few days ago. You know, I was at home. I went for a casual walk, right? And I live in Los Angeles. So, you know, right now there's protesters in Los Angeles and everything else. So when I was in Los Angeles walking, like I usually walk, I seen a bunch of people who appeared to be protesters. Here's a crazy thing about it. I looked and it was like at least 30 people, a crowd of 30 people. And out of the crowd of 30 people, not one of them was black, right? Not one of them was black. And they appear to have weapons in their hands. You see what I mean? They had appear to have some type of, I seen one had a 2x4. A few of them had bricks. A few of them had I can't, like bats, I believe they were. And not one person was black. And then over where was that? In fact, for those of you who are familiar with Los Angeles, I'm going to name the street. I was on Sepulveda Way, Manchester and Sepulveda Way. And there's like a department store over there. There's like a Trader Joe's and different, department stores over there. And they were walking the opposite direction of me. Like they're walking towards me, I was walking towards them. But here's the difference. Here's the thing about that. The thing is, I'm fearless. And if they were about to, even though they had those weapons and everything else they had in their hand, if they was going to go try to cause some kind of chaos and start breaking the stores, if they were going to do that, I was going to try to stop them. You see what I mean? I've seen videos of people trying to stop people breaking in and stuff, and then they got mangled and beat up and ragdolled. Here's the thing about me. I'm a young, strong gorilla. I'm strong as an ox. You see what I mean? So I had no weapon in my hand, none whatsoever. You see what I mean? But here's the thing. When I walked by, they kind of cleared the way for me. You see what I mean? Because just for those of you who don't know how to look like, in case you haven't seen my Instagram or what you call it, my Facebook or was it my YouTube, whatever. I'm 6'5.5", close to 6'6". I'm like 210 pounds, mostly muscle. You see what I mean? And confident with my ability and can fight. You see what I mean? So the thing about it is this. And speaking of that, if you're going to be out there protesting, I want to talk about the situation about these two females who was out there but they were vandalizing, not protesting. I don't know if they were white, but they definitely wasn't black. They looked like it could have been some type of Middle Eastern, Armenian, wherever they were. They definitely weren't black. They were spray painting Black Lives Matter. I seen a video of it. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to be out there protesting, that's fine. As long as you do it responsibly. Protest responsibly. Don't go out there wrecking and vandalizing stuff, man. And then when we out there wrecking and you do all that vandalizing, black people getting blamed for it. You see what I mean? But I'm glad that we have social media. We have technology of these days because now we know who's doing it. They're getting pinpointed. They're getting spotted. And then don't even get me started on the police. There's police out there that's allegedly vandalizing stuff. They're being caught on camera vandalizing. You see what I mean? And they're doing it to incite riots. I even seen a video. I seen a video of police planting bricks. They're putting bricks so people can find these bricks. They didn't think they were getting spotted. See, I'm glad we live in a time of social media. I'm glad that everybody got their camera phones and everything else. This is the time that we live in. Back in the day, that conspiracy stuff, back in the day, back when you couldn't tell who's actually doing it, now we know who's doing it. You see what I mean? We can see it. And I see what I believe. If those are my eyes, I see what I believe with my eyes. Here's the thing. Back to what I was saying about the protesting situation. Yeah, these two females, I don't know. Again, I don't know their nationality, but they definitely weren't black. They're fragile. These two little fragile females. See, here's the thing. I think if you're weak and if you're fragile, you have no business out there protesting anything if you're not black. You see what I mean? Period. I mean, I take that back. Scratch that. Correction. You can protest, but don't be vandalizing. You see what I mean? If you know you're weak and you're fragile, don't be vandalizing nothing. Because what if somebody went and ragdolled you? What if somebody went over to you and just punched you dead in your face? You're going to break. What if somebody like me went up to you? What you going to do then? You see what I mean? Because you're making it bad for the people out there protesting peacefully. You're making it bad for them. Like, for example, J.R. Smith, right? He's an ex-NBA player, a black NBA player who played for the Cleveland Cavaliers back when LeBron James played. Is alleged as a vandalizer, and it was a white dude. Was vandalizing his car. I don't know if you guys have even seen the story about it, but I mean, if you haven't, look it up. The dude went and started. He broke J.R. Smith's window in his car. Like he broke his window, so J.R. Smith went out and whooped his ass, and that's what he was supposed to do. You see what I mean? You weak and you fragile. Call yourself vandalizing. You lucky it wasn't me. You lucky it wasn't my car. You see what I mean? If I see a vandalizer come near anything that I own, I'm going to ragdoll you. Like this, point blank period. You're going to get hurt bad. You see what I mean? I'm going to come at you with all my strength, and I'm going to come at you like a lion. I'm going to pounce on you like a lion. That's what I'm going to do. You see what I mean? You weak, fragile vandalizer out there vandalizing stuff. You have no business out there doing that. You're making it bad for the Black Lives Matter movement. You guys are a bunch of dirtbags, you bunch of trash. That's what you are. That being said, let's get back to the subject matter I was talking about, but I have to let that be known. Have to say that, let that be known. So yeah, let's get back to this, Derek Chauvin, this dirtbag. Now he's a racist. He's a real racist. And, the thing about it is, okay, me personally, I don't like racism. I mean, I don't like it. I'm against it. However, if that's how you want to be, you can be that. I mean, that's your prerogative. But just don't let your racism spew out to the people that you're being racist towards. At least you can say what you want. Be racism in your home. Be in your home. Be racist and say what you're gonna say. You see what I mean? But the thing about it is this: don't go taking your racism out on people, especially if you're in law enforcement. Especially in law enforcement. And I'm gonna tell you about this. Speaking of law enforcement. You know, I said this on another podcast that I did a long time ago. Here's what I said. I said, and I stuck to what I said. I'm glad I say what I say because it ended up coming to pass. But here's what I said. I said, these law enforcement need to hire more minorities, specifically black dudes. That's what they need to do. Because here's the thing, and I'm keeping it so 100 with you guys. When they hired non-minorities, you know, and I'm keeping it raw. I'm keeping it 100% raw with you. A lot of times you hire if you don't hire minorities, at least hire real men. And by real men, I mean men who are physically and mentally strong. They be hiring any kind of dirtbag scumbag. You see what I mean? Like Derek Chauvin, he's a weak looking weasel. I mean, let's just be honest. He's a weak looking weasel. That's what he is. You see what I mean? But he's not the only one. You have these dudes and these law enforcements who they look like weasels and they weak mentally and physically. And the thing is, you know, when you get arrested or potentially get detained, it's not the police they're afraid of. No, it's not the badge that we're afraid of. No, people are not afraid of the badge, they're not afraid of the person. You know what? They end up getting a misconstrued. They get a false conception that people actually fear them. Nobody fear the police. Nobody fear you guys. It's the gun that they fear. It's the gun. See what I mean? Nobody fear. No. Here's the thing. If they didn't have that gun, if the police didn't have guns, and they came up to people, they get beat up, rag dog, they get stomped out. You know, with that BS, they'll get handled real bad. But it's the guns that people are afraid of. And see, God bless his soul. God bless the soul of all the black people who are killed, you know, in police brutality, who are wrongfully killed. God bless all of them. And my condolences go out to all their families. But here's the thing. George Floyd, right? George Floyd, he wasn't afraid of them cops. He wasn't afraid of them at all. You know, it made him comply more than anything because he knew they had guns. That's what it is. Because they're gonna shoot. And the thing is, because they're cowards. A lot of them are cowards. What they do is they hide behind their gun, not behind a badge. They hide behind their gun because they know. Okay, they say, okay, well, look, and they think people are actually afraid of these dirt. They think people are afraid of you. No, it's the gun that they're afraid of. But most of you guys are a bunch of cowards. That's what most of you guys are. A bunch of cowards. Like straight like that. You see what I mean? Anyway, it was shout out to somebody sent me a video. I got a video about my research on Derek Chauvin. He's without a doubt a racist. Without a doubt. I'm not presuming this. This is not me speculating. I mean, literally. Somebody sent, her name was Black Belt Chick, I believe. She's somebody sent me a video of a female named Black Belt Chick. She's on on TikTok. She did a video on TikTok. You can look her up. And it's a video. She did her research on Derek Chauvin as well. I'm not taking her credit for somebody else's work, so that's why I'm saying I'm shouting her out. I believe her name is Black Belt Chick is her name. And it's a picture of Derek Chauvin in not a Make America Great Again hat. No, it said Make Whites Great Again. He's wearing a hat that's saying Make Whites Great Again. You see, and this is the same guy who killed George Floyd. You see, you have these racists working behind law enforcement. You have these racists with badges. These, and it's not right, man. Like, it's not right. Not only that, he was at a Donald Trump rally, and everything else. The video is very condemning. It's a condemning video. It's a little, maybe 1.5 minute video. I implore anybody with a TikTok account or anybody, with any kind of social media account to go look that video up and check it out. It's a very condemning video of this man. Here's the thing about me. Like, again, I'm not the blackest dude in the world. I mean, everybody knows I'm biracial. I don't, I'm proud of it. I don't deny that, not in the slightest bit. So yeah, speaking of that, before I forget, because the thing is, I've noticed about my other podcasts, I'll make a point, I forget my point. I got to talk about a young man. His name is Michael Porter Jr. And, I know my podcasts get views when I put them up, but even though I haven't done one in like forever, for those of you who don't know who Michael Porter Jr. is, and this is, again, nobody is safe with me. Nobody is safe, regardless who you are. But Michael Porter Jr., I'm not going to bite his head off, because, again, for those who don't know who he is, I believe he played for the Denver Nuggets. I believe he still plays for them. He's a young guy. He's a biracial dude, like myself. When I seen a picture of this dude, this young dude, I mean, I thought I was looking in the mirror to be honest. I said, wow, this dude looked just like me, but he said some disturbing comments about the situation. I mean, really, yeah, I mean, I would consider disturbing. What he said was, and I quote, the officers who was involved in killing George Floyd, he said, we need to pray for them, pray that they become better people and something about not killing them or not just something about praying for him and not doing any harm to him. Michael Porter, my brother, bro, I'm not going to bite your head off. Again, I just think you're very misguided. And I believe that, just because George Floyd per se don't look like you, or because you feel that, you're that far from being black, for that matter, you can make a statement like that. However, if you're going to make a statement like that, I believe you should keep it to yourself, bro. Again, I'm not going to bite your head off. However, I am significantly older than you. Also, I feel as though that, think before you speak, bro. Don't just say something and don't blast them on social media, because there are people out there, celebrities, just like Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson, and I quote, said, Michael Porter Jr., shut your punk ass up. That's what he said that was his message to Michael Porter Jr. And I can't disagree with Steven Jackson for that. I can't disagree. When you say something like that, this is something very sensitive. Now, I see your intent. You mean maybe you have peaceful intent by what you're saying, but the thing is, you got to wait for the situation to die down before you start saying stuff like that out your mouth, bro. And that's just what it is. Again, I respect what you do, man. I mean, you're an athlete. I mean, congratulations. I wish you the best with that. But here's another thing. You're a perfect example. You're a perfect example. Just because someone look alike, just because people look alike, don't necessarily mean they have the same thought process. Because yeah, this dude looked like he could be my little brother. We the same complexion and everything else. We our thought patterns are so far from each other. You see what I mean? Because here's what I believe. I don't think they should be prayed for. I don't think that at all. You know what I think? I think they should have their heads lobbed off. Better yet, I think they should be judged. And I'm saying they, because even though this Derek Chauvin scumbag was the one who had his knee on George Floyd's neck, I'm blaming all of them because nobody stopped it. None of them tried to stop him. So I blame them all. All of them, they're all responsible. And even though, again, I'm going to say this again. Remember, I said this in my podcast. Remember this. In the World of VladBrad podcast with Zach Morrison. Remember, I said this. All these officers involved are going to get charged. Not only Derek Chauvin, they're going to eventually charge the rest of them. Eventually, they're eventually going to get charged. Watch what I tell you. Mark my words. Okay. Yeah. With that being said, what was I saying? Crap. What was I just saying? Yeah. Just because two people look alike, they could, that don't necessarily mean they think alike. You see what I mean? Again, like I was saying, I feel as though, they should get judged with the same judgment. I believe if you had your knee on his neck for 10 minutes, however long it was, I believe all them officers should be on the ground with a knee in their necks for 20 minutes. See what I mean? For 20 minutes, then lock them up. That's what I think. Judge them according to their own judgment. Not only that, it's worldwide chaos. It's pandemonium. It's worldwide pandemonium because of what that scumbag did. Them scumbags did. So, with that being said, and this police brutality has been going on since like forever. It's like, this is not the first situation. I can name numerous situations of police brutality. They've been killing innocent black dudes. There's numerous situations. This is not the only one. And here's the thing. To solve it, here's what I think they should do. Instead of taking out our taxpayers' money, when situations like this happen, when all this anarchy, all this vandalism happens, you know what they should do? Don't make us taxpayers suffer for that, because we're going to have to pay for all that vandalism and everything else. We got to pay for it. Here's what you do. Make the police pay for it. Take the money out their checks. That's what you do. I guarantee if you do that, they're going to start speaking up against each other. Next time a police brutality or like a shooting is about to even think about happening, another police, hold up, man. They're going to say, hold up, man, stop it. They're going to make sure it stops because it's coming out their paychecks. That's what you do. Dock their pay for all this bullcrap that's going on. Dock the police pay. See what I mean? Don't attack the innocent wallets. Don't attack the innocent finances, because we have to pay. And it sucks that we have to pay. It sucks, man. But it is what it is. So I feel like, it's a terrible thing. Speaking of that, I'm gonna get into a story about, I'm gonna give you the closest situation I had to police situation. I'm gonna give you guys a closest. I'm gonna give you guys my closest encounter. My closest encounter that I had with police. The closest I had. The thing is, I keep 100 with myself, with my listeners, my fans, and I'm gonna tell you a story that happened to me. And again, this is not nothing personal in terms of, like, again, I never got like no police brutality happened to me personally in terms of I didn't get beat up or anything like that. However, here's a situation that happened to me. Some odd years ago, I went to jail for like something small. It was like, I went to jail. I went to LA County. I was in Los Angeles County jail for something petty. What it was trying to get me to tell on a friend of mine. And actually I didn't know. To this day, I don't know the story. Like, they was trying to get me to find out where this man was at. To this very day, here's what I told him back then. I said, you know what? I have no idea where this man is at. I don't know. And I was telling the truth. And then, and now that was so many years ago, I'm saying right now, I still don't know. Even to this day, I don't know what happened to him. With that being said, because he's wanted for a string of burglaries and they wanted me to pinpoint his location. They went in for arrest and they thought I was trying to protect him, but I was not trying to protect him. I legit didn't know. With that being said, I got sent to jail and they tried to put the rap on me. But of course I got out because they knew I was innocent. Eventually, said, okay, he was innocent. He got out. But here's what happened. That's basically why I went to jail. So when I was in jail, there was a sheriff deputy. I forgot her name. It was this white female. Again, I don't exactly strike fear in the heart of man because of what I look like. However, I am, tall and I am, in good shape and everything, and muscular. I mean, let's just be honest. So, so with that being said, I was supposed to go on a pass. Like, I had when you're LA County, when you're in your cells, they have like these day rooms where a bunch of men be in the day rooms and everything. So they called me out on a pass. And, so I was talking to a guy, he was a sheriff deputy because, they have the sheriff deputies that run the LA County jails. So I said, excuse me, sir, I got a pass. I gotta go to, was it the corridor or something, I believe. And he said, okay, he said, I'm gonna pull you out. I'm gonna pull you out in a section. Mind you, I'm talking to a man. So then I guess this white female, she felt as though that she want to prove herself. And what better way to prove yourself that you're tough than pick on somebody who you feel that you can get away with stuff with. You know what I mean? So she said something to me to the point she said, well, get away from the gate and go back to your bed. And started like really going off on me. I said, excuse me? I said, I was already walking away before you didn't have to say that. He said, you didn't have to say that or whatever. So, she said, oh, you want to talk back and get smart? I'll fix you. He said, so next thing I knew, like I ended up going on my pass. But when I came back from my pass, she said, she told me in her own words, get your shit and you're rolling up. You're going to North. I said, North, what's that? But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you guys what North is, and I'm going to tell you how bad it is. I didn't know North is like the worst place in LA County. It's the worst. Thunderdome. By Thunderdome, not meaning like, like dudes like fighting over there. Like even if you could be a Muslim, you could be the biggest angel Christian in the world. You're going to fight. Like it is what it is. You see what I mean? So, and then the thing is, she sent me to the worst. Remind you, I have some tattoos. I don't have tattoos all over my body, but I do have some tattoos on my right arm. You see what I mean? So on my right arm, my tattoo color, it's blue. I have blue with it's like blue, purple with some white up in there. It's like a bunch of mixture of colors because, the tattoos reflect on my skin very well. So she looked at my tattoo and said she's going to send me. So she sent me somewhere where, I guess where, you have minorities, not only blacks, but you have Hispanics and everything else who, they don't take kindly to the color blue. So she sent me over there with them. She sent me to a part of North where I had to deal with a bunch of, minorities, some blacks, some Hispanics who don't like the color blue. and I have blue tatted on me. You see what I mean? So here's what happened when I get there. As soon as I get there, it's like, well, it's 4 guys that are going there with me. It's like it's me and 3 other men that they're putting inside them inside that day room. It's like it's called it's Supermax and then North. Like it's so anyway, I go in there. As soon as I go in there, a bunch of black dudes walk up. And mind you, black dudes be stupid strong. You see what I mean? So a bunch of black dudes walk up and they see that it was some black dude with a fro who was in front of me. And they tell the dude, they say, "Hey man, I remember you. You remember me? Hey, where you from?" They start, asking the dude about his gang affiliations and whatnot. And so he said, "Oh man, I'm not from any gangs or nothing." And another dude said, "Yes, you are. I remember you chasing me home and such and such. I'm gonna need that." When they say I'm gonna need that, that's slang terminology for we're gonna have to fight. So the thing is, he got beat up, mangled, stumped out. They ripped this dude clothes off, and as God is my witness, the first day I went to North, this would happen. That's the first thing I seen. I'm like, oh my God. See what I mean? So I have to go and live with this. Now, here's the thing about me. They're asking me about my tattoos. Dudes approach me about my tattoo. And I say, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Now, it's not nothing about no gang affiliation tattoo, but the tattoo is a blue. The color's blue on my and blue and some different colors in there. So they took offense to it or whatever. And it's safe to say I got into a fight too, based on that. But I didn't get the other guy. He ran. He was like, "Deputy, save me, save me." And the deputy sat there and let this dude get beat up and stumped out, mangled. And he was, the dude was unconscious. And then they pulled his body out. Like, I don't know if the dude died. Like, I have no idea what happened to this man in terms of, I seen what happened to him. I don't know whether he was alive or dead, what I mean by happening to him. You see what I mean? But he was naked and passed out and stumped out. You see what I mean? But with me, that didn't happen to me. I have enough mouthpiece about myself to let me get fair ones. And fair ones mean that's a slang terminology for getting a fair fight, being able to fight these guys fair. So, there was lining up. You see what I mean? Lining up, fight me, and it was like, keep it real. I was serving them. You see what I mean? Like it was what it was. So they said, okay, stop. He good, man. He good. So, I had 2 black eyes and everything else, but I lived amongst them. I was able to live amongst them for like about 2 weeks before I went home. They released me. I was there for 2 weeks. See what I mean? With that being said, I'm just giving you guys an example how crooked it ain't. That not only are these cops, not only are they what you call like not only do they have the brutality, but they corrupt as well. Not only are they doing police brutality, but they're very corrupt. Their minds are corrupt and their bodies are corrupt both. Like they use police brutality, they're out there beating up people, getting away, killing people, getting away with it. But reason why? Because of how their mind is. You see what I mean? They have corrupt mindsets. And I'm gonna be so honest, keep it so real. I bet not ever see that lady. I promise you, I bet not ever see her. Because she thought I wasn't going to make it out. That's what she thought. She thought I was going to go in there, get beat up, stumped out, mangled, and probably end up in a coma somewhere. That's what she thought. But here's the thing about me. I'm a warrior. Like, I'm strong as a gorilla and I'm a warrior. That's just what it is. You see what I mean? So, these cops been getting away with too much for too long. You see, and it's time for them to pay up for what they've been doing. And that's why I'm saying I support this Black Lives Matter movement. I support the supporters that's supporting them that's doing it correctly. I support the ones that's doing it correctly. That's what you call that. I support the ones who are protesting responsibly. But all you vandalizers out there vandalizing businesses and everything else, and the thing is, they're not even black. It's not even black people doing it. If you don't believe me, go look up, go research it, go look it up. There was a female who was yelling, talking about, stop, you guys stop doing that, vandalizing. And there was a bunch of non-black people doing it. People who weren't black doing that. They're out there using this George Floyd situation as a way to go vandalize and break into people's properties and people's businesses. That's what they're doing. You see what I mean? You guys are a bunch of cowards that's doing that. Like, that ain't right. You see what I mean? That's wrong. You protest to get your point across. Do it the right way. Do it correctly. Anyway, back to this Derek Chauvin scumbag. He was charged with 3rd-degree murder. He's charged with 3rd-degree murder. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. This dude better not get away with this. See what I mean? He either better get the death penalty or he better get life in prison. One of the two. Not only him, but the rest of them need to be charged. Like I said, they're going to be charged. This Thomas Lane, Tao, whatever this dude name is, J. Alexander, Quang, whatever. They're going to get charged. Mark my words. They're going to get charged. Believe me when I tell you. They're not going to get away with it. And here's the thing. I'm going to break down the racism part. I'm going to break that down and why they're so corrupt. And I'm just going to keep it so 100 with you guys. Like, I'm not going to hold nothing back. I'm going to keep it so raw dog with you guys to the fullest. You know, again, I did my research on George Floyd, and for to understand, him, in a Derek, whatever, the Derek Chauvin, whatever his dude, this Derek, Chauvin dude, George Floyd, and he knew George Floyd, like they knew of each other. You know, he knew, like, George Floyd knew who Derek Chauvin was. Derek Chauvin knew who George Floyd was. But here's a question that I have. Why didn't, you know, based on the fact, I believe it was a $20 bill. He went to a store with a $20 bill. And when he went in there, you know, for what I understand, it was a counterfeit $20 bill. That's something that can happen to anybody. He said it can happen to you or me, anybody listening to this podcast, that can happen to anybody. But the thing what I don't understand is, why didn't he leave? You know, I don't understand. Why didn't George Floyd leave when he made the transaction? Because the owner of the store, they called the police on him. They called the police. And when the police got there, he was still there. You know, and that's what I understand. Why didn't he leave? But I mean, you know, we can all beat ourselves in the head over that question forever. But the fact remains, you know, what happened. And, you know, the thing is now, you know, this man is dead. Man, it's a terrible situation. But I don't understand why he didn't leave. It really just, I'm really mind boggled by that. However, I do know that, for to understand, George Floyd was a security guard, and this Chauvin scumbag knew who George Floyd was, and they worked together for a bunch of years. You know, that I knew. So he knew the guy who killed him. I mean, and the dude knew of George Floyd. They knew of each other. If I can make any speculation as to why I really think that probably went down. I mean, again, this is not what I'm about to say is not fact, it's speculation, but there's some facts behind it in terms of, it's not pure facts, but it's some, first I'm going to state the facts. I'm going to state the facts of the racism. Then I'm going to talk about that. Here's the thing, with the racism thing. And here's, you know, the thing, you know, me being, you know, again, biracial. Here's the thing, you know, these, you know, white dudes a lot of times, and thing, I'm not mad at them. Like, I can't be too mad at them for this. One thing that they don't like, and the one of the number one things that incites their racism is we're seeing these black dudes dating these white women. You see what I mean? And I'm keeping it such a buck with you. I'm keeping it so 100 with you guys that George Floyd was one of them. Just to be honest, I mean, he was another black dude dating white women. You see what I mean? And one thing, you know, I got love for black women. I got love for black people in general. I do, but I got love for black women as well. Like, I mean, there's some strong people. I got love for all women. You know what I mean? Again, I have some people, my relatives, people I know who are white females, white women who are strong, mentally strong white women. You see what I mean? I'm related to some. I got love for them, but we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about the black women. I got love for black women as well. And, you know, I notice when situations happen and go down, black women are they're quick to go to the front lines for these black dudes. They're quick to roll with them. They're quick to roll by their side when something happened. You see what I mean? But then you got a lot of these black dudes, man, like they don't, like, you know, I mean, they quick to date white women and non-black women. That's the first thing they do a lot of times. Like, for example, you know, back in the day, O.J. Simpson, see, he had a beautiful black wife at one point, but he left her for Nicole Brown's sister. And we all know how that turned out. You see what I mean? So, yeah, man, I think you black dudes out there, you got to be more supportive of black women. Yeah, you guys got to support them. And I'm going to say this about you black dudes that be chasing these white women. Here's what I got to say. You guys are a bunch of dirtbag cowards yourselves, all of you. And if you got a problem with what I said, come see me. I don't care. We can go to the shoulders too. It is what it is. You see what I mean? Because now that this happened with this George Floyd situation, I mean, you know, there's been in the news, black women got killed over this situation. It was a black female. She got hit with a rubber bullet in her head and she died. out in San Diego. You see what I mean? These women are going to war for these men. And George Floyd, he wasn't even with a black woman. And I'm gonna say this too, man. See, we make it so bad about the police brutality about this because police are supposed to be they're public figures. See what I mean? They're responsible for keeping order, and they're responsible for keeping justice. I mean, they're responsible for keeping society ran in an orderly fashion. I'm gonna say that. So when they kill somebody out of racism, it's not tolerated. Because here's another argument somebody could say. They could say this, dude, that ain't right because black people kill black people all the time, and if they don't ever protest that. That's true. Blacks do kill blacks all the time, and they don't get protested. However, I'm not making no excuse for that because there's no excuse for that either. But just keep it real, man. Blacks got to stop killing each other, man. I mean, not just what it is. You see what I mean? You got to stop killing each other and got to be more united. And that's just what it is. And then and not only that, these black dudes start supporting black women, start being in black women's corner like they're in your corner. You see what I mean? Like, again, like I said, not only George Floyd, I can name a slew of celebrities. I can name a bunch of celebrities, athletes, you name it. That's with non-black women. That's not that they married women who aren't black. And I don't have no respect for none of them. I don't respect not one of them. Period. See what I mean? But the thing about it is this. That's one of the main issues that these racist white dudes have with black dudes is that they constantly date outside their race, constantly. You see what I mean? But that's no reason to kill them over. Like that ain't no reason for nobody to that ain't no reason to kill nobody. Like it's wrong. You see what I mean? Flat out. You see what I mean? Like, it's wrong to hate anybody for any reason. I believe, unless they did something to you personally. Like say if they killed somebody in your family or did some harm to you personally, but if they do no harm to you personally, if you don't know that person, ain't no reason for you to hate them. There's no reason for you to hate that person for just because of the color of their skin. That's wrong. You see what I mean? And that's just what it is. It's not right, man. I feel as though that like Martin Luther King said, judge a person not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That's what you do. You don't judge a person based on their skin color, man. Like it ain't right. But the thing about it is, like I said, this is a terrible situation, man. And as far as just protesting, I will be protesting, if not tonight, tomorrow. Because they're walking all through Hollywood. They're walking all through downtown Los Angeles. And you better believe I'm going to be there as well. It's wrong, man. It's wrong. My heart goes out to this man's family. And like I said, and it's crazy that I have to be the one to say, like, somebody like me have to say something like this. Like I said, black people need to stick together more, man. Like, I mean, I feel my heart goes out to their family. I mean, this is a terrible situation. It's horrible. And again, we're dealing with a pandemic on top of this. We have to do the social distancing thing and everything else. How do you expect people to social distance then when they're letting these cops kill people? I'm going to tell you again, you cops that's out there killing people, that's innocent people, you guys are a bunch of cowards. That's what you guys are. You're a bunch of cowards. You a bunch of spineless jellyback wimps. That's exactly what you are. You're a bunch of dirtbag scumbags. That's exactly what you are. Killing innocent people, especially. Oh my gosh. It's so much that I can say about this. I have so much to say, but I'm going to respect the podcast network, and I'm going to keep some of my opinions to myself, but I have a whole lot to say about this because it's wrong. See what I mean? Innocent people lost their life, man. Innocent people losing their life. And I'm glad that this Black Lives Matter movement is happening because too many people, innocent people is getting killed. Innocent black people for that matter getting killed. Here's the thing. Police, I generally believe is not just solely a race issue. It's a police brutality issue it's a police brutality issue. I mean, that's just what it is also. You see what I mean? But the thing is, again, I mean, people don't have to like what I have to say, whatever. It is what it is. It's like the privilege thing is real, man. And it's real. Like you have a bunch of these racist white cops out there, killing people. And that's just what it is. Like, and by people, black people, like say, yeah, they're killing other people too, and they're killing white people as well. But here's the thing. Here's the difference. The white people that they're killing, like, they're really killing them for real reasons. They're having a shootout with these people, and these people are giving the benefit of the doubt. But you have black people, and you know, speaking of that, again, I say black people, not just black men. They're killing black women too, because I'm noticing, I'm seeing a meme go around about saying black men, we love you, support you, black men, even though the world don't love you and support you. They're basically saying that the world hate black men and they're trying to, and the police killing black men. No, they're killing black men and women. You see what I mean? And just like I went off on these black men for dating these white women and everything else, and going outside their race and not supporting the black women. I mean, if you like somebody outside your race, that's fine, but let it be for the right reasons. You see what I mean? Don't just date somebody outside your race because they're not your race. Don't do that. That's wrong. That's like building a house on sand. You see what I mean? It's never gonna last. Just like how these celebrities, these black dude celebrities, always marrying these non-black women and end up divorcing them and end up getting half of their fortune. This is because they got married for the wrong reasons. This man married this female because she's not black, and this non-black female's marrying him because she's a gold digger. You see what I mean? And that's just what it is, man. You guys wake up and stop being stupid. Anyway, I'm attacking these black women too, man. Keeping it real. Yeah, I mean, the meme and everything else, but here's what it is. Don't just, I mean, they killing you guys too. See what I mean? It's a little 9-year-old, black little 9-year-old got killed by the police, man. Like, that's not right. You see what I mean? And it was another female, what you call them workers? A necessity worker? What you call those, I forgot them kind of workers that work in hospital. They're called, necessity work. I can't even, my mind is so spent right now, I can't even think of it, but it's crap, what do you call them? Necessity worker. They're called no, not necessity workers. They're like, they're very needed. Like I can't think of it. Basically, it was a black female. She was a nurse. She worked with the situation. She was like a important worker, trying to help people that's dealing with this pandemic. Again, I'm not saying no names or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about when I say pandemic. You see what I mean? Because it's like, no matter what you say, they're trying to censor everything. No matter what it is you say, how you talk, they're trying to censor. And honestly, keeping it so real, that's why I kind of been falling back on podcasting. Because you got these punk ass podcast people listening. Oh, what do you say? What are you going to say? What's she going to say? And they're quick to censor something. Let people speak their mind, dude. You see what I mean? What about the Fifth Amendment? People, I mean, what you call it? The freedom of speech. What about that? People should be able to say what they want to say. Especially if they speaking truth. What it is, y'all don't want the truth to get out there, so you guys try to censor the truth. That's exactly what you guys doing. Bunch of cowards, man. You guys are cowards, and I said that. Anyway, a necessity worker. What is it called? A dedicated worker. No, they're called essential. Essentials are what they're essential workers. Got it. Essential worker. It was an essential worker, black female. She was killed by the police. They went in her house and they killed her. It ain't just black men, they killing black women too. So you black women out there trying to gas up black dudes for getting killed. No, they killing y'all too. Man, wake up and stop being stupid. You know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is. So again, I'm keeping it real, man. I feel like this. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And you got to do the right thing, man. And for this Black Lives Matter movement, I support it full core. I support the Black Lives Matter movement to the core. I support the protesters to the core. But what I don't support, the vandalism. I don't support that at all. You see what I mean? You know why? Because like I said earlier in my podcast, they're a bunch of cowards doing it. They're a bunch of fragile, weak cowards is what they are. Most of them, and most of them are not black. I haven't seen not one black vandalizer yet. All of them been non-black people. I haven't seen not one person that's black that's out there vandalized. I haven't seen not one. You see what I mean? They taking this excuse using the Black Lives Matter movement to go vandalize stuff. You see what I mean? And I'm gonna keep it so 100 with you. Just like I'm attacking these black people, these dudes. I'm attacking keep it real. For everybody that's out there, everybody that's out there protesting responsibly. For everybody, my hat comes out to all of everybody that's, regardless of what your color is, regardless what your color, regardless of your race, color, nationality, and everything else. If you out there protesting responsibly, I will support you 100%. You have my support. But for those who are not protesting responsibly, don't let me see you. Like, don't do it in front of me. I promise you, it's going to end ugly. It's going to be ugly if I see you. Because here's the thing. I'm about to go out there tonight. I'm going to go out there. You see what I mean? And I'm going to go out there tomorrow too. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna put my protest in. And I'm gonna keep it real. Most of these white people who's out there protesting, not all of them, but a good majority of them, they're not your, how do you say, they're protesting. They're not your allies, black people. They're not your allies. You know, they're using that as a way to vandalize stuff and break into stuff and everything else. That's what they're doing. See what I mean? Wake up. You know, and again, these cops is out there, they corrupt. These corrupt cops is out there bashing in windows, breaking into businesses and everything else too. See what I mean? They trying to make it worse than what it is. So wake up. Again, man, just keeping it real on all sides of the spectrum. You know, I'm going to say this one more time. And remember, I said this in my podcast. Not only Derek Chauvin, but the rest of them who was involved in killing George Floyd, God rest his soul, they're going to get charged as well. Mark my words. I guarantee you that. And with that being said, I'm about to get ready to do my protest. And get ready because I'm coming. You know, the thing about it is people been protesting and but I haven't protested yet. But I will protest and I will protest soon. So you protesters, you vandalists, get ready because a real dude about to go out there, a real dude about to come out there and protest to the core. So you guys stay safe and God bless all of you guys. And with that being said, I am God.